Hello, everybody. My name is Alex Buriak, and I'm the Senior Vice President over here at Jet Lending. And this is another educational video from Jet Lending, just kind of always keeping the investment community informed and up to date and how to become more efficient and profitable in your investment real estate deals. Today's topic is going to be on another one on rules. And today's rule we're going to go over, really, is the underwriter. Who is the underwriter? What do they do? And why do you need to know this? Well, when you understand the roles of each of your parties in the transaction, whether it's your agents, your title company, your lender, the roles within the lender, like your loan officer, their assistants, processing, underwriting, draw management, things like that, the more that you understand what people do, you can formulate and organize a little bit better. And the reason why we're doing underwriting is because understanding what these people want is really, really crucial when you are getting some loans done and to get them done more efficiently. Okay. So, what is the underwriter? The underwriter in a lending institution, whether you're at Bank of America, Jet Lending, some of your national lenders, whatever. The underwriter is like the separate entity within the loan process. They're supposed to be the one that are just removed. They are the ones that are looking at what's called the financial covenants of the credit line or wherever the lender is receiving their capital. And one day maybe we'll go over where lenders get their capital from too. But let's say you're getting your monies from pension funds or REITs or home offices or regional banks or private money or whatever. There's always some sort of agreement between the capital source and the lending institution how to deploy capital. Okay. So what the underwriter does is they look through everything that's needed that was agreed upon within the loan to make sure that they are in line with everything that was agreed upon on the capital line so they don't jeopardize their lines. So why, as a borrower, do you care who an underwriter is and what do they do? And this is why. The more organized you are with your information and how you communicate things with your team, it makes that underwriter's job easier. And what is their job? Well, your loan officer team and your processors, and also their job is to really, really get your deal closed. Underwriter's job is to see, why shouldn't we close this? What's the problem? How can where does the train run off the track here? Are we safe here? What's going on? And that's why, like, if you ever get like what's called conditions, you'll see more conditions used in the 30-year lines, not the short-term stuff. The short-term is because there's a lot of speculation because it's usually a distressed asset. When it's 30-year stuff, it's more like this is what the property is. So there's usually more conditions to make sure that everything's in line before they close, before you hold a collateral for 30 years. So it's important to have that as a borrower. Your job, whether it's short-term or long-term, is to tell a story through paperwork, through emails, through pictures, through everything. Your job is to tell the story of you. Your job is to tell the story of the project. Your job is to tell the story, how is this project safe? How am I safe? How am I a good investment risk? Because you as the borrower, your risk is the collateral and you're going to make your money with the collateral. A lender's risk is also the collateral, but it's you as the borrower. So when you're dealing with an underwriter, they don't know you. And you're not like your loan officer team does. There's no relationship there. The underwriter is kind of removed from everybody. So your job as the borrower is to tell this story about how, whether you're new or what, how you're a safe risk. And this collateral is a safe risk. And this is everything that you've planned. And this is everything you should do. And I've already considered all these things. So when you turn in the paperwork to your loan officer team, everything's in line. The more everything comes in line and they hand off to the underwriter a full package, The underwriters like, this seems in line. This seems like everything's in my financial covenants. Everything seems to be in order. I don't really have any questions. Let's go. Okay, great. When things come out of order and when things are incomplete, even if like on an application, there's something not in there. It's like, well, why do I need to put my job in there? It's like, these underwriters are data people. And when you have a data person and you don't answer a question, that makes them ask questions. And that is why it's important to be thorough and answer everything, even when there isn't an answer. The fact that you address that, I understand you asked a question. Your question has no answer. And this is why there's no answer to it. Let's say, it says, for argument's sake, let's say it says job. It's like, I'm a full-time investor. I don't have a 9-to-5 job. Like, oh, that question's answered. So there's really no wrong answer. It's the fact that you have answered. When someone says, can I have 1 month of bank statements? You can say, well, June hasn't come out yet. Here's May, and I'll afford June when that comes out. Here's a snapshot of my current account, but here's the statement of last month. Underwriter's like, I understand that. It's almost like talking to a computer. Yes, I understand that. So that is why you kind of have to understand the underwriting process. Everybody else that you deal with is usually common sense type people. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, that makes sense. The underwriter is a person that has a form and a box, and they look at the form in the box. And if you try to cram something in the box, it doesn't fit. It makes their head go crazy. So you have to make sure everything is nice and neat in the box. Okay. And that's why we're kind of even going over, roles. So as an investor and as someone who borrows money regularly, whether you borrow it from Jet Lending or whoever, let's say you're even buying your own personal house, understanding the roles of the people that are affording you the money or doing your rehab or something like that, understanding what people do and what they're required to do allows you to afford them the information to do it more effectively and more efficiently. And for the underwriting side of things, it reduces what's called conditions to cure. So as some of you guys have probably gone through, if you did 30-year stuff, you have to kind of prove that you have a certificate of occupancy. And you have all your housing authority certificates, and you have, do you have a renter? Is it month to month or is it a year-long lease? How do you collect your money? All these things about your business, because 30-year paper is a little more constrained than short-term, because again, that collateral, that 30-year collateral is usually everything's online, everything's secured, everything's done. So whatever you present is what it is. Okay, so as you work with your team, whether it's Jet Lending and we, don't get me wrong, we love all your business, but we're here to help the whole investment community. Talk to your loan officer team, talk to your processing team, and say, what is your underwriter like? How do they like information to be presented to them? How can I afford this to you? And what you do as the borrower, as you start working with lenders, and whether it's just Jet Lending or multiple lenders, what you do is you start having a file ready of common things that you will need. Picture of your driver's license, your LLC formation, filing, your operating agreement. You're readily in buying things, replacing your bank statements, all these things that are ready to go, that don't really change. So you can be efficient in the transaction and not trying to be finding things. You already know that, you've done your letter of good standings for your LLC every year, that you're in good standings, you paid all your stuff. All these things that help the underwriter say, man, now that was an easy file to look at. I have 1 through 23 to look at, and I have 1 through 23 answers. Go. Okay. Nothing kind of slows you down more when you're piecemealing information in, and maybe people aren't as organized as you, or you're not as organized as them. And so it's always good to improve upon that and understanding rules. So that is what the underwriter does. The underwriter makes sure that everything is in line for the capital that was afforded to the lender to lend out. Okay, they're not against you by any means, but that is like the role of the underwriter. That is what underwriting means. They look at everything and they make sure everything is in line. So today, if you're buying things and things like that, spend a little time. It's a Friday. You very well may be looking at properties tomorrow. Get a folder in line. You can call it, ABC LLC underwriting folder. You get your ID, your LLC docs, everything ready, okay? And then maybe you get a Word document and you add certain things in there that you see in all applications, like your name, your social security number, all these things, right? And you just copy and paste it in your applications because a lot of the applications are already online. So you make that information efficient for you to do. That makes your loan officer compile it appropriately for their underwriter and allows the underwriter to see everything in order quickly and says, this person has done everything I asked them to do the first time. Anytime something is out of place for underwriting, it's going to cause what's called conditions to cure. Okay. And it's not a bad thing, but it just causes more time. Okay. So as we go through, you'll see, you can go to our website, jetlending.com. You'll see we do almost daily education. So we're just kind of throwing education ideas out there for you guys to know. And we'll continue to do so you guys can get better and you guys can get things done more effectively and efficiently. And when you're effective and efficient, you tend to turn a better profit. So I hope this helped. I hope it explained what an underwriter does. We'll continue to branch off and to tell you more things to put in your hat for education. Again, we hope it helped. And just like anything, when we're live and you're not watching it, later, you can put on the comments section, ask me questions live. I'll answer them for you. If you do it after we record, I'll still see it, put ideas and maybe some videos that you guys would like to see from us. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. You'll get notifications of all of our education, or you can just go to our website and watch all the education you want. Okay. So again, we hope this helped. We hope you're having a great day, and we'll talk to you later.